Music Access.
What up, guys? Here we go. We're starting up the second hour of Music Access with me, Aron of New East. In the second hour today, we're going to keep tabs on which celebs are following who, which celebs are the hottest on SNS with who's following now. Ben will be joining us in the studio for that in just a bit. If you have any questions, comments, or song requests, please let me know. Just click www.arirangfm.co.kr/musicaccess and leave me a message on our Music Access message board. After listening to a song, we'll come back with Ben for Who's Following Now. Here is Hurricane by Chinois. Everyone's on SNS these days, even our top celebs. If you look at their SNS, we can see their personal connections. So let's find out which star is following who with
Who's Following Now?
Hello, Ben.
Hello, Aron. What's up, man?
Can you say hello to our Music Access listeners?
Hello, our beautiful listeners. How are you today? And thank you for joining us in the show, and we hope to entertain you very much, and thanks for tuning in.
Yes. Ben, I'm curious, how was your week?
I had a great week. The heat is dissipating a little bit here in Korea.
Definitely.
You can't really call it the sauna anymore.
Yeah, oh man. Definitely, I feel like the summer season is finally going over and it's coming into fall now.
Well, this is my favorite time of year in Korea. This is the fall.
Of course.
Yeah.
Fall. I think fall
it's nice and cool, and
right.
it's beautiful.
Winter's too cold, summer's too hot, and there's no spring in Korea. This year, spring kind of just went over. There was no spring.
That's true, actually. There wasn't really a spring.
Oh, man.
It was just cold, and then suddenly it was very, very hot.
Really, but I heard from our writer that when you're waiting for the show, you like to eat a lot of chocolate.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I do.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Do you like sweets like chocolates? Because I'm not the biggest fan of chocolates, to be honest. I don't like sweet things.
Oh, really? Okay. See, actually, I have quite the sweet tooth.
Oh, really?
Ever since I was a kid.
Oh.
I'll it's not that I just eat a bunch of sweets. I eat regularly. I eat really well, but after I eat, then I'll eat a big bowl of ice cream, or
wow.
I just like when I'm playing video games with my brother or watching a movie or something. I like to have candy, and I got it from my grandfather.
Wow.
He he had it his whole life, and he loved sweets, and he was just notorious for the sweet tooth. Yeah, so
do you eat chocolates to kind of relieve stress, or when you're nervous, do you eat chocolate?
Oh, absolutely.
Does that help you feel better?
Yeah. It really does. It's when I do that the most, actually, is when I'm studying.
Oh.
Yeah, of course, in this kind of situation as well, like before the show.
Right.
It's a similar type situation where you need to focus and you need to prepare, right? And yeah, in those situations, I like to eat candy. I guess that makes sense, right?
Right, of course. But before the live show, today, do you still get nervous kind of before the live show?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. As when that music comes in, and dun, 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 I start to feel it in my heart a little bit. But I get excited too, nervous and excited
at the same time. Do you have any ways to get rid of this nervousness, stage fright?
To be honest, okay, I've always been a little bit nervous about giving speeches or talking in front of people, right?
Of course.
So when I became a teacher, that was obviously something I had to overcome.
Right.
And I'll never forget how scared I was the first time I taught a class. It was a room full of Korean third graders, right? And I'd never been more scared in my life.
Right.
But the way to overcome it, honestly, the only way I could overcome it is just to prepare. And to know what you're going to say, right?
Right, of course.
The better you prepare, the better you are.
Exactly. For me too, before I perform on stage. I definitely get nervous before I perform on stage, but like when I get up on that stage, for me, my personal way to like get rid of like this like stress and nervousness is like I'm gonna destroy the competition right now.
I'm gonna just
exactly.
I'm about to rip it up.
Yeah, I'm about to rip it up. That's my way of like getting rid of like the nervousness.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, last week, Ben, you gave us a hint for the person of this week, but left us hanging. So now it's time to reveal this week's star for who's following now. But before we do that, Ben, can you give us last week's hints one more time?
Absolutely. Hint number 1. This rapper-producer has teamed up with the biggest names in the business, including Snoop Dogg, Timbaland, and Justin Timberlake. Hint number 2. This star recently collaborated with Daft Punk to make the hit song Get Lucky.
Yes.
And hint number 3. This frontman for Nerd's name rhymes with Morel Killiams.
Morel Killiams.
It sounds like a character from a novel, Morel Killiams or something. I don't know.
Well, I think this is easy. Ben, can you tell us who it is and give a short intro?
Absolutely. It is Pharrell Williams, also known as Pharrell. Now, before I say, we usually say the birth date.
Right.
But before I say the birth date, I want to ask you, how old do you think he is?
Late 20s, early 30s?
Late 20s, early 30s.
Right.
He just had his 40th birthday a few days ago. Or actually a few months ago. But, yeah, he's what we call, Dongan?
Yeah.
In Korean, Dongan.
Yeah. He looks younger than he is.
Yeah, he looks younger than he is, and in Korean it's called Dongan. But actually, I was talking to someone the other day, and they said, "Oh, you are Dongan, right?" And I said, "Oh, well, you're Dongan," and they said, "No, I'm Noan." Have you heard Noan?
No.
Okay, like Noeen is an old person, right? So it means like someone who looks old, right? Yeah. And they were 10 years younger than me.
Oh.
Or 8 or 9 years younger than me,
right.
And we looked about the same age. So.
Oh, that's really.
Okay. Anyways, back to Pharrell. So Pharrell. Okay, so he debuted with the R&B group the Neptunes in the 90s, right?
Wow.
Yeah, he's been around a while, so he's not new. And he formed Nerd, N-E-R-D, right? Nerd. And and he just got married to his longtime girlfriend and baby's mama, Helen Lassichan. I don't know if I'm saying that right. The spelling is crazy on that. Okay, and they have a son, and prepare yourself, brace yourself for this name. His son's name is Rocket Man Williams.
Really?
Rocket, first name, Man middle name, Williams. Yeah.
Oh my Lord.
I love it.
What is up with these celeb like baby names? Come on, guys. Rocket Man Williams.
On one hand, I'm kind of like, how can they do that? And on the other hand, I'm like, it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But so did you see the movie Despicable Me?
No.
Did you ever see it? Okay, it's an animated 3D movie,
Right.
and he did the soundtrack. The main song was Rocket's song, and it was dedicated to his son. So that's cool. But Pharrell's got a lot of heart. He's actually, one of the really cool things about him is he's really into Star Trek. Did you ever watch Star Trek growing up?
No, I wasn't really like. I was that kind of guy.
Yeah. Well, I really like Star Trek growing up because it talks about space and what else is in the universe and things like that. And he really loves Star Trek. And so his record label is Star Trek. Like, get it? Track. Like on the track, Star Trek. And he does like the Vulcan symbol, like the I wish you guys could see it. It's kind of like a V with your hand. But yeah, so he loves that kind of stuff. So this year what he's been up to is he's had a big year, actually. It's not a comeback, but like a resurgence from him, right? And so he did 2 collaborations with Daft Punk.
Wow.
One is Lose Yourself to Dance, and the other was
Get Lucky.
Get Lucky, which I think we're going to hear.
Right.
And I love that song. I really love that song. And what else did he do? Oh, the song of the summer, Blurred Lines. You heard Blurred Lines?
Robin Thicke.
Did you see the video?
No, I did not see the video. What is the video about?
I'll tell you later. It's good. It's just a good video. Some pretty girls in the video. And so he collaborated with T.I. and Robin Thicke on that. And he had his 40th birthday this year, and so that's what he's been up to.
Wow, he's 40. That's very shocking to me.
Yeah, I know. He really looks like he's in his late 20s.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's been tweeting and stuff like that.
Yes. Guys, I can't wait to hear more about Pharrell Williams and other celebs. But before that, let's listen to a song. Here is Get Lucky, Daft Punk featuring Pharrell Williams. Getting the who's who on Hot Celebs with Who's Following Now. We're following the personal connections of Pharrell Williams this week. And Ben, can you tell us who our first celeb is?
The first celeb we have up today is the one, the only, G-Dragon.
G-Dragon?
Yeah, also known as Kwon Ji-young.
Oh, G-Dragon from Korea.
Yeah, from Korea.
Wow.
I guess you can say that Pharrell caught the wave.
How are GD and how are Pharrell? How are they connected?
Well, he caught the wave. You know, something that a lot of people don't understand. I think Koreans as well as like people who are outside of like the mainstream, like following the mainstream hardcore K-pop fans, right?
Right.
Outside of those people, sometimes it's easy to forget that K-pop is huge all over the world, right?
Of course.
And it's, as we saw with, like Paulo Coelho following Siwon, right?
Right.
When you look at things like that, you realize that, like, not just like K-pop fans are following K-pop, right?
Of
like
course.
it's mainstream.
Mainstream, definitely. Yeah.
And if you look at a lot, for a lot of research I do for the show, I noticed that like a lot of K-pop people are always in California, right? They're always throwing out pictures at the Dodgers games. Like people know about it. There's a new Korean movie coming out in America. It's called something Wedding. But it's like just in the Korean community. It's like a worldwide movie.
Right.
But so G-Dragon is like this fashion icon, right?
Of course.
He was in Big Bang, and then he was a solo act, and he also collaborates with T.O.P. right?
Right.
And like someone like G-Dragon is huge.
Of
I mean,
course.
just huge. And he's like I think he's been voted the most fashionably trendy person in Korea, right?
Right, of course.
And he and his style is just it's really cool. He's always got like rainbow colored hair, not rainbow colored hair, but like
he
really
changes hairstyle every
yeah, like he changes constantly, but it's really daring and really bold colors, right? Something
Right.
you wouldn't expect to
see.
yeah. And he's eye catching, right? And
Yeah.
I think that Pharrell is, they just know each other. But also, like, his new album, G-Dragon's new album, he collaborated with Missy Elliott.
Wow,
She produced 2 of the songs.
Wow.
And so, I mean, it's just gone mainstream, and
Yeah,
they know
definitely.
it's just like him knowing an American singer or something, right? It's
Right.
pretty much the same thing.
Wow, that's pretty ridiculous. I'm very surprised, but I'm also very I'm kind of glad that like a K-pop star has like gotten over to someone as big as Pharrell.
Yeah.
I think it's great. So
Yeah.
maybe possible.
He's following Psy as well. So. Oh man, I would love a collaboration with
Psy
someone.
for-
Yeah, well, anybody from the K-pop community with someone I like
course.
from back home. I would love it.
I think it'd be a hit. It might. Be.
You know who needs to do it? Bieber and Psy.
Oh, Bieber and I wasn't Psy like in talks with like Bieber's company. Like what happened to that?
Oh, so he's in the same company.
He's in the same company.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You guys never know. Maybe collab might come out.
Oh, please. Psy, I know you're listening. If you could do Aron a big favor, he said he wants to hear you collaborate with Justin Bieber. So if you could make that happen, it would make him really happy. And,
Yes.
and me too. So, and maybe our listeners as well.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Psy.
Well, Ben, what else do you have for us? Who's our next celeb?
Next up we have Ashton Kutcher.
Oh, I love Ashton
You're
Kutcher.
an
Yes.
Ashton Kutcher fan?
I am.
All right. Well, he has a big movie coming out soon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, called Jobs. Do you know what it might be about?
Jobs.
It's about Steve Jobs. He's playing Steve Jobs.
Oh.
It's coming out in I think October or November.
nice.
And so he's playing the legendary Steve Jobs, who the brain behind
Maple.
those products that we all love and
Use.
and use, and that there are so many of them. And anyways, he so he's coming out. It's this big deal, this movie. So
Right,
it's from I don't know. I want to say one of the same producers of never mind, some other movie that was really good that had some other good actors in it.